In today's video, I'll be traveling in business class from Montreal, Canada to Zurich, Switzerland on flight LX87 on an Airbus A330-300 operated by Swiss International Airlines. This flight has a scheduled duration of 7 hours and 25 minutes, departing Montreal at 4:50 p.m. with a scheduled arrival time of 6:15 a.m. in Zurich. The purpose of this flight is so I can attend the wedding of one of my best friends in Austria. Since I arrived early to the airport, I decided to spend some time at the Air Canada lounge, but ultimately I didn't eat anything. When I finally boarded the plane, I noticed that the interior seemed a little bit dated. The seats were not completely comfortable and not very clean. The screen and entertainment unit could definitely use an update. As I headed towards my designated seat, I was a little bit disappointed to discover that I had a stranger sitting next to me. The only reason I was disappointed was because originally when I booked the flight, I was told that I'd be sitting all by myself. That being said, my neighbor was very friendly during the entire flight. Before taking off, I had a glass of champagne and the flight did leave on time. For this flight, Swiss Airlines provided a toiletry case, which included some toothpaste, a toothbrush, earplugs, eye covers, and some socks. For dinner, they provided me a gluten-free meal. The only reason I ordered a gluten-free meal is because my wife is celiac, and I was just curious to see if Swiss Airlines gluten-free options were any good. The first part of my dinner was not that great. The chicken was bland and the rice and vegetables were boring. However, they did provide me a gluten-free bun. My neighbor sitting right next to me had a standard non-gluten-free meal and it looked more appetizing than what I had. For dessert, I had some cheese and a cheesecake that was honestly pretty decent. For a late night snack, I had some cookies and a chocolate bar that kept me satisfied. I'm happy to say that this flight provided some internet access, but you have to pay for it. For 59 Swiss francs, you get 220 megabytes. At this price, I think it should be unlimited. It has a download speed of 1.5 megabits per second. Now here's a little story about my flight. At night, when I was trying to sleep, I had to put a hoodie over my head and cover my face because someone on the airplane was passing some horrible gas. I know this is not the airline's fault, but the smell was absolutely awful. For breakfast, I had a croissant, orange juice, some mixed fruits, bun, and a Danish pastry. All very edible, but nothing to brag about. I was a little disappointed with my breakfast that I never received my smoothie that I requested before taking off. The bathroom in business class had nothing special in there. It had a decent size, and all you could find was some herbal lotion and some face spray. When you're in a seated position, the seats are somewhat comfortable, but when you put the seat in a sleeping position, it is a little tight around the shoulder area. Before landing, it was nice to see all of the connecting flight information that was clearly displayed on my screen. This round-trip flight cost me $3,371. For me, it was worth it, especially considering that I was only staying in Austria for 3 nights and I wanted to be fully rested for the wedding celebrations. Just because you're middle class doesn't mean you can't travel like a millionaire. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to follow my journey where I strive to improve my health, wealth, and happiness. And if you enjoyed this content, please give it a like and check out my other great videos.